Hello there everybody, Oimon here, and welcome back to Control. Yes, back once again, where we're probably going to be finishing off the Foundation DLC. Probably within the next hour, depending on what happens. Because I've already explored like the 3 areas. We've done the Canyon Rim bit, we've done the warehouse, and we've done, was it Research Site Gamma? Whichever one of those areas it was, I forget which one now. But we've also got this area over here, which looks kind of large. Oh, excuse me. And so we'll go through there, and then we'll see what happens when we're done, because I don't think it's going to be quite as simple as all this. There's probably like something that happens once you've done the 4th one. And I guess we'll sort of see what happens after that, you know? Just one of those things. 1 second, something's not... Why are you not... doing your thing? Hang on. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. I was being difficult. Twitch has been playing up a lot for me recently. I don't know if it has with anybody else, but just one of those very weird sort of things that's been going on a lot. Anyway. Yes. Oh, for goodness sake. Stop. Ah! So I'm having a bit of trouble. There. Stop. Stop playing up. There we go. Right. Perils of live streaming. Okay, so yes, when we left off, we have both powers now, which is good, because we kind of need both powers. It's very useful. One of which given to us by Former, which is very strange, because he was originally an enemy, and now he's sort of an ally, maybe? Oh, hello. Oh, that's right.
You're back. So did you find anything noteworthy? The original Bureau expedition down here left so much interesting stuff behind.
Like their ID cards. I picked up a weird one. It's pretty old.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, I found a few ID cards myself. Or, more accurately, the Rangers found them for me.
Are you starting a collection?
I'm going for the whole set. I kid, of course. But I suppose they
Hey,
are
Nova.
sort of like baseball cards. Except for Bureau stuff from the 60s. Hey, the one you found is different than mine. It looks like it's a higher clearance level.
A rare one, then. Want to keep it, Emily?
Yeah, I absolutely do. But I think you should hang on to it for now. High clearance access might come in handy.
Sounds like you have something in mind.
Guilty. See, I've been going through Dr. Ash's notes, or the ones I can find, anyway. Like Darling, he seemed to enjoy hiding his most relevant research. From what I gather, there is another floor beneath the warehouse with a special lab that requires 5 high-level staff members just to access. Here, take this. It's an old skeleton key. Something else the Rangers found. I give them $5 for every useful trinket they bring me.
I'm gonna assume this key is my ticket to that lower floor. And that super secret lab you mentioned.
Ooh.
Bingo bango, as Dr. Darling used to say. Well, keep your eyes peeled for more ID cards around the warehouse. If Ash's notes are reliable, and I'm sure they are, then 5 is the magic number.
Ooh, 5, huh? Looks like I've already found 4 ID cards. That being the case, I think I know where the last ID card is. Unfortunately, it does mean returning to the warehouse area. That's not good. Because the warehouse had those 2 flying bastards that I really couldn't kill. I actually looked up online to see if there are any, like, hints I could get for how to deal with the flying gits. Most people just really hate them. Crap. Yep, and that would be why most people really fucking hate them. They basically said the double punch works very well. Ah, crap. To a point. Hey, Kane. Welcome. Welcome, both of you. Yeah. Here's the thing, if it was just one of these guys, it probably wouldn't be an issue. It's because there's bleeding well 2 of them. That's what really does my nut in on these guys. Hang on a second. What, charge. Maybe we can just ignore them. Now we can use it. And there's the last ID card.
This ID card was for an excavation engineer. Why did so many people abandon their cards down here?
Ooh. Right. I don't know which card needs to go where. Ooh, what's this? Dr. Ash, as Chief Excavation Officer, it's my job to support the research team. So I got you your machine for that ridiculous sand research project. However, it's also my responsibility to ensure the safety of my crew. Do you know how many trips it took to get the entire bulldozer down here piece by piece? Do you know how many of my guys we lost in those trips? Here's a hint: too fucking many. Which brings me to my point. I'm writing you today because of this request form that just landed on my desk. Apparently you want a lightweight 1 or 2 man military grade helicopter for the purpose of surveying the vast expanse of columns by air. I bet you didn't even stop to wonder how much time, effort, money, and blood this toy would cost us. Well, no sir, I'm sorry, but I will not subject my men to another month of marching through that death trap upstairs. For Christ's sake, these people have families, not that they ever get to see them anymore. Request denied. Ouch. Right, so do we have to work out which card goes where? Presumably based on... yeah, presumably based on the thing. So...
a layer of dust on this place. Nobody's swept here in years. Not
so
even
this looks...
no way he'd stand for this.
This looks secretarial.
There's an elevator, which I'm sure is
Chief
super
Engineer,
safe.
Head of Research, Security
In a
Chief.
space in each terminal for an ID card. But which card goes where?
This guy's presumably, what was it? An excavator? Yeah, so we could put him there. You are cartographer? Was cartographer one? Yep, senior cartographer. Let's see. Weapons. That's got to be security chief. You are... let's see, books, typewriter. You're the executive, aren't you? Oh, there is no executives. Physicist or head of research? Physicist, maybe?
It worked.
Bingo.
Now I just have to get on a rickety elevator that goes who knows how far down.
I don't know, let's find out. Ooh, mysteries. Basement lab.
Dust.
Not that far
Still,
down.
this lab's way tinier than any of Darling's.
Ooh. I wasn't expecting this, I was just expecting like another cave. Ooh, something shiny. Why do I need to... why do I need to do that? Okay. Apparently that's something I can do and I don't know why. So this would be like an old part of the bureau. Like this was the bureau they set up before they moved in upstairs. Presumably anyway. That makes a lot of sense actually. Is there anything else I can interact with at the moment?
Why would they need such a heavy door down here?
You really want to ask a question like that? Yes, I'm sure it is. Yep. Ow! Whoa. Where are you, you git? Gotcha. Whew. I do like wrecking stuff, apparently. Oh, it happens all the time. I wasn't expecting there to be a boss battle.
This looks like the nail, only mini. A document. Is this in some kind of code? Can't read a word of it. I should take this back to Emily and tell her.
To Dr. Theodore Ash Jr. as Director of the Federal Bureau of Control and chosen representative / liaison / benefactor of the greater authority of the board, I demand your immediate withdrawal from the Foundation. Prior memos issued broadly to Foundation staff call for a swift regressment of all personnel to the upper levels of the House. All staff complied except you. This demonstrates a lack of respect for my office and the board itself. This is their house and we are their guests. We shall conduct ourselves accordingly. Normally such insubordination would be grounds for dismissal, but out of respect for your late father, consider this instead my final warning. The board and Director Ash chose me as successor to the office, and no amount of petulance will change that. Indeed, your actions seem to suggest you know better than myself, and by extension better than the board. Permit me to assure you that this is not possible. That's Northmore, huh?
I got into Ash's secret lab.
Maybe not. So we came all the way in here for that. Oh, better than nothing, I guess. Get out of here before those two show up again. Do not want to deal with that. As fun as I'm sure it would be.
Director?
I found Ash's secret lab.
Excellent. Please tell me everything. Spare no details.
Well, there was another cave. The walls were covered in paintings of eyeballs. The research seemed dedicated to studying a kinda smaller version of the nail. It looked like the same material as the one up here, but just a different shape.
Well, are you sure you didn't see any functioning prototypes? Or at least some schematics? I mean, Dr. Ash was a very accomplished engineer.
None. Sorry. I did find this handwritten note.
Wow. Ash had terrible handwriting. Never meet your heroes, right? So it looks like a transcribed conversation between Ash and someone named F.
Former?
Ooh. Oh, this is juicy. This'll take me days to parse out. Maybe weeks.
Have you ever thought about taking a vacation, Emily?
Are you kidding? This is my vacation, Jesse.
Fair enough. Conversations with F. So is that small little monolith former, I wonder? Like, if this is the board, is that tiny little monolith former's connection to our reality? Ooh, interesting. That's possible. That is very, very possible. I almost never use shields, but might come in handy. It's not that I don't ever, you know, like deliberately don't use it. It's just, oh, you got something else for me? I thought I saw something flashing over your head then.
The nail is almost repaired. You really do have a knack for this kind of work.
Any idea what Marshall would be doing down here?
That information is on a need-to-know basis, Faden. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But honestly, I never had much interaction with Marshall. She only came to me when she was looking for Darling. But this is Helen Marshall we're talking about, the woman who single-handedly dealt with the Bergen Peak AWE. If she's down here, it's because she needs to be.
Well, clearly she couldn't handle this one on her own.
Interesting.
I'll see you later, Emily.
Take notes.
Oh yes, all the notes. Works for me. Guess we gotta do it myself. It's almost like they knew we'd be able to fly by this point. Oh wait, yeah, we can. Oh shit. Wait, where'd he go? He was there a second ago, I saw him. We good? Oh good, we're good. Alright, where the hell are we going? I don't know, this appears to be a... That'll do it. Nice. Alright, let's keep moving and we'll see where this is going. Because as I said, even if we get to the fourth connector bit, I don't think that's necessarily going to be the end of the DLC. I was going to say the end of the game then, no, not the end of the game, end of the DLC. Because, I don't know, I just feel like there's more to it. what I can do. Ah. Oh, well, I'm back. I didn't realize there wasn't anything back there. Okay, fair enough. Hang on a sec. Oh! Wait. Get. Where the hell is everything else? There's definitely something else around here, and I don't know where or what. This doesn't help. I can't see a bloody thing right now. Ah, hello. Take that. There it goes. Okay, very good. Works for me. So let's hello. Bloody hell do you come from? I had a feeling he was in there. I could hear him screaming through the walls. Excuse me. Right. Kicking around somewhere. Ooh. Oh no. I forgot those things explode. Platforming over a yawning white void feel like controllers turn into Mario. Well, yeah.
This area looks newer. Is it from the upper floors?
Well, thank you for opening the window for me. I totally could have done it myself, of course, but I appreciate the effort. Anything else in here? Not that I really needed to, by the looks of it. I could have just gone through the wall. Yep. Well, it works, I guess. Oh. Really? Huh.
There's something behind that hiss.
The hell? Open are you? What the heck is this? Is that a cat? Oh, it's one of those luck gold wavy things. Oh, don't have to destroy it. Can't do anything with it. Weird. One way to get up, I guess. Yeah, I can't get high enough for that. So we go, yeah, up. Oh, good, a wall point. Or save point, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Breaking all the rules. Ah, do you ever find this? I am containment processes designer Jian? Janie? I don't know, whatever. Something Gibbs. I'm writing this document, the largest building shift to ever occur. Here are the facts. Considerably large section of the containment sector, including the processes and protocol office, our research facilities, and a fair chunk of the fire break has been yanked down to a chasm that reaches far below lobby level. I think it was a violent shift, and I regret to report several casualties. Injuries were sustained by all, but many of us, including myself, are still mobile. We set up a base camp and started triaging. There are little supplies. We explored our surrounding and find caverns of all things. Maybe this is some kind of cave threshold like the quarry. Wherever we are, we're not the first. There are some rusty power cores, old lights, signs, infrastructure. What was this area used for? Why did they seal it off? Why have we never heard of it? More importantly, how are we going to get out? Well, that doesn't sound very promising, does it? They probably never did. A series of reverberating sounds observed in downtown Kiev? No, it's not Kiev. With no clear point of origin, the events was witnessed by the city's general public. Mental and physical symptoms were reported, including aphasia, sleep paralysis, and excess blank in the reported individuals. Due to the brief nature of the event, Overseas Bureau agents were not able to respond while it was active. Immediately upon arrival, agents collected audio recordings taken by local witnesses. All Bureau monitoring stations located at global junctions of acoustic amplification were directed to monitor any auditory events of similar pitch, wavelength, and duration in an effort to trace echoes or epicenters. The following week, similar cases were reported from both various amateur sources and bureau stations in major cities across the globe. Subsequent events diminished in volume and frequency per each occurrence. The event is believed to be generated by planar friction, though this is not confirmed. Don't know that one. Ooh. Uh-oh. Are we getting coming? Stop blinking now. Missed. They all dead yet? Oh, there's definitely something in there. I just saw it blinking. What now? Go on, look, I'm seeing you blinking in and out. Stop it. Ooh, plenty of stuff in this. Why is it so dark? Okay, looks like I need to sort out my inventory again. God, I get so much of this shit I don't need. Sources gain per element pickup. Yeah. Don't need that. Source gain from taking melee damage. Energy gain from taking melee damage. No. No, get rid of all that. Shield energy cost could come in handy. What you got? Launch energy? Nope. Could come in handy in a pinch. Right. Accuracy, huh? First we get rid of all the doubles. Hang on a sec. I don't need that. Ooh, that is actually slightly better. Damage while aiming. Nope, not good enough. It's a general damage one. Projectiles fired for 5. Don't want that. Get rid of that one. Don't need that anymore. Accuracy. How did that go on anything? Didn't think so. What about you? Oh, you look better in terms of number. Yeah, that'll do it. This is the issue with action-focused games, stacking this sort of RPG stuff on top. You get excessive busy work that kills the pacing. Yeah, I mean, it's something I've mentioned before. I don't think the game needed this random drop thing. I think it would have been better if, like, you get the multiple weapons and you just upgrade the weapons in different ways depending on how you want to play the game. I think that would have been a better system than this random drop nonsense stuff. I just don't think it works very well. I'm going to pick up all the stuff and then go through it all over again. Looked like there was a way through that, but I guess not. Is there just, like, nothing on the other side? Oh no, stand corrected. Aha! Ha 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 ha! Knew it! The picture on the wall was the giveaway. And we're going to check all these rooms, see if there's anything of interest. Not even anything of interest in any of these rooms. Why give us all these rooms if you're not going to put anything interesting in them? Because it forces us to check, doesn't it? You either integrate this RPG stuff into your mechanics in a way that enhances both, or stick to your core action loop. I feel like this push towards every game being an open world, designed to maximize how much time you can spend within the game. We're getting all these watered down experiences that are losing the art of a more well-paced linear experience. Like, Control is good, it's really good, it probably would have been better if it's intentionally directed a linear game. Yeah, exactly. I think that is 100% the problem. Like, you just kind of have to feel that a lot of the elements of the game that they did were done to essentially, like, I guess, disguise the kind of game it was. Well, maybe disguise is wrong, but it's like, it feels like they wanted to make an every game rather than making something more specific, like Alan Wake, for instance. Alan Wake is a wonderful game, you know, linear, narrative. It has sort of elements of open worldiness, but that's mostly just for like optional extras and supplies. You don't have to go off the beaten track for anything that you don't, you know, otherwise can just skip. I mean, a couple of times you're stuck in an area and you've got a puzzle to solve, but, you know, that's puzzle solving. You know, sometimes having an open area for a puzzle to solve is okay. You know, that's acceptable. But, yeah, with Control, I feel like, I mean, I guess the open level area thingy-ish is okay, I guess. It's just, it doesn't, as you say, feel like it was needed. Like, I've often said, I feel like the map, like maybe not so much on this map, which is actually not too bad because it's mostly all just one layer, even if all that one layer is scattered across different levels. But like the map in the game and the fast travel system really does feel like something that was tacked on at the last minute. You know? Something they didn't really think about very much. Or, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if it was me personally, I wouldn't have bothered with these item drop things.
Someone call a plumber.
Glad no one was around to hear that.
There you are. Dear House of Representatives, my husband Francis read an article before he died about how the universe is really a computer program. He believed it. I thought it sounded silly, but now I think he was right. Francis was hit by a car a few months ago, a drunk driver. I don't think it was supposed to happen. My neighbor's son Jeremy broke one of our windows with a football a week before Francis died. Francis yelled at Jeremy for it. He was a bit harsh. This is important because I see Jeremy on his computer through the living room window. He's on it all the time. His mother says he is a computer whiz. I think Jeremy is operating the computer program and changed the universe so that the driver would hit Francis. He did get Francis back for yelling at him. Is there a way to change the computer and make Francis come back? I have some money if it's expensive. I don't know how these things work. I don't care if Jeremy gets in trouble or not. I just want Francis to come home. Francis and I were very happy together, and I feel him not being here, and I know it's not right. I'm going to get flack for this, but like the difference between Final Fantasy 13 and 15. 13 was a strictly linear game, no more linear than something like 10. But because it came out right when they were getting this big push towards sandbox, people bashed it for that. So they went in the entire opposite direction with 15, and the openness killed the pacing and watered down the story. And it was overall less satisfying. Open world games can be good fun, but it shouldn't be every game. Yeah, pretty much. I do agree with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with being an open world game, but there's also absolutely nothing wrong with being linear. Some of my favorite games are linear narrative stories. Like, I mean, you just look at the Half-Life series. Half-Life is a game that lives by its linearity. Yes, you get small little open areas that you can like choose your route through, but overall Half-Life is a linear game, you know? And you know, a lot of people, you know, will happily give Final Fantasy 13 flack for being linear and then in their next breath praise the linearity of Half-Life. I think Final Fantasy 13 does get a lot of flack for being linear. I think the problem with Final Fantasy 13 being linear is that in terms of RPGs, generally they are open world games. So the expectation was for something open world and they did something linear. Now, I'm not going to say it was the right decision, but I think the reason 13 went for linearity was because they wanted to focus on gameplay that matched the narrative. They put the narrative first and foremost and said, okay, let's make gameplay that focuses on how the characters feel trapped because they feel like they've only got one choice, that they can move forward to this end goal, whatever that may be. And the characters feel stuck in this one path. And so they said, well, let's make gameplay that'll make the player feel the same way. So when you play the game, you feel like you're stuck on this one linear path. You can't deviate for anything significant. And, you know, it's, you know, if you look at it like that, it actually makes a lot of sense. I'm not saying it was the right decision, but I think I understand the thought process behind it. Final Fantasy 13's problem isn't the linearity, it's the fact it takes you way too long to give you all the mechanics. Yeah, once you unlock the full breadth of combat, it's surprisingly fun. It shouldn't have to take 10 to 12 hours to get to that point. Yeah, honestly, that's not just a problem that Final Fantasy 13 has. Most JRPGs, in fact, a lot of Japanese games in general have that problem. Where, like, the first 20 hours of the game is nothing but tutorials, and then the game proper starts. Like, I was talking with a friend of mine about Death Stranding, which I've also been playing recently, and, like, that game takes a long time to properly, like, get into gameplay. Like, I played it for 3 hours the other day, and 2.5 hours of that 3-hour session was cutscene. And you had, like, half an hour of gameplay sprinkled in the middle of it. And it's just like, yeah, and then I played it for another 3 hours, and there was a lot more gameplay, and I was actually kind of enjoying myself. But, you know, there's still a lot of stuff you can't do yet. And I know you'll get more stuff as the game goes on, you know? So it is this thing of, well, I don't know if that's specifically a mark of Japanese games, or maybe I'm just noticing stuff, but yeah, Japanese game makers really do tend to tutorialize the hell out of just absolutely everything incredibly slowly. Apparently I can't go all the way up there. That's a shame. Toilet. I mean, actually, you're talking to one of the few people who actually kind of likes Final Fantasy 13. Is there? Like a cube I can pick up some way to put in there? It's up in here. I feel like there's like a cube or something I can fit into that slot, but I don't know. I don't remember seeing a cube anywhere. Hang on a second. And again, I can't really see what's in any of these rooms in any big way. I didn't like 13 initially, but I've warmed up to it in the years since. I actually really liked 13 from the first time I played it. Here's the thing. I actually came into Final Fantasy 13 a couple of years after everyone else has, because I didn't buy a 360 when it first came out. I bought one about 3 years, I think, after the console came out. Because by that point, there were like enough games I wanted on the system to justify. Although, ironically, now pretty much every game that I bought a 360 for is now available on PC, so, you know. Hey ho, hey hum, but I don't see a cube. No cubes anywhere. That's really weird. Why would they give you a slot for a cube and no cube to put in there? Interesting. I don't know. I'll have to come back on that. But yeah, so I came into 13 years later, and I actually really liked it. I played through the whole thing in one straight go. And I genuinely enjoyed it. You know, I understand why people don't like it, because it's a bit of a niche game. You know, Final Fantasy is one of those games you expect to have, oh, it's supposed to have absolute broad appeal, and, you know, everything's absolutely perfect in a Final Fantasy game. I'm like, nah, really? Like, you know, in terms of, like, really good Final Fantasies, well, 1 is okay. You know, it's a good start, but I think it's a bit dated these days. 2 I didn't like very much. 3 had some promise, but again, didn't really like it very much. 4 is really good. I know a lot of people hold 4 in high regard. 5 I really liked. I know 5 got a lot of flack from a lot of people, but personally, I really liked number 5. 6 is, again, I mean, that's widely regarded as one of the best, for good reason, you know. 7, of course, quintessential one. I think it's a little sold a bit, but it is a good game. You know, I'm not saying it's not good. It is good. I do think it's a little overblown. Let's see. 8, I like. Again, I know a lot of people don't like it. I do, personally. 9 is probably my favorite Final Fantasy game. 9 just has a little bit of everything that you want in a Final Fantasy. 10 is good, despite, you know, certain elements of it not being so good. It's full. But, I did like 10 a lot. Let's see. 11 I never played because it's an MMO. I don't do that sort of stuff. 12 I liked, although I honestly, the problem with 12 was I felt like this was just one chapter of a much larger story that we've never been told. So I was very confused and sort of put out by a lot of 12. Oh, I did miss one. 10-2 also exists. 10-2 wasn't very good. It was okay, but okay is not good enough for a Final Fantasy game. Then you've got, let's see, what did I leave off? You got 12, then 13. As I said, I really did like 13. Not perfect, but I thought it was good enough. 13-2 is, again, it's like one step forward, one step back from, you know, from just normal 13. I liked some of the changes to it, like the more sort of open worldy aspect was a pretty good thing, I think. But I didn't like the characters as much. Seriously, like, who the fuck cares about Sarah? No one. And, let's see. 13-3, Lightning Returns. A good game, but why is it not an RPG? Like, why is Lightning Returns not an RPG? It could have been an RPG. There's no reason for it to not be an RPG. Why did they turn it into a straightforward action game? I don't get it. Anyway, 14 I haven't played. Again, MMO, haven't touched. And 15 I liked, but as Nova mentioned earlier, it does have pacing issues. It is a good game, but yeah, dear God. The problem with any open world game is pacing. It's that old joke about Fallout 4, about, you know, how you're desperately looking for your son after you've done about 100 hours of, you know, meaningless side quests and scavenging for fans in ruins. But, Also, can we talk about how we need to be able to have shorter games again? Not every game needs to be a 50-hour epic that stretches out to breaking point. I was only recently replaying Silent Hill 2. That game is only like 4 to 5 hours long, which is the perfect length for it. The pacing is just right for the story they wanted to tell. It would not have worked out nearly as well if they tried to lengthen it. I like 10-2 a fair bit, mostly because it was one of the best executions of the job system. Yeah, that is true. I personally, I think my favorite job system is actually Final Fantasy V, which I think just absolutely nailed it. But yeah, the job system in 10-2 is pretty good as well. So yeah, that is good. But yeah, I do agree with you with long hours. The reason why games are getting longer is because they need the length because of the price. They're caught in this hilarious catch-22 where games are more expensive to make these days, partially because AAA dev companies don't know how to spend their money properly. And so games cost a lot of money, so you need a large price tag in order to justify the expense. But if you have a large price tag on a game, the length also needs to justify the price tag, you know? My all-time favorite job system is the Bravery games, which took 5s and ran with it, adding so much more depth to the customization. Fair enough. That's good. We have a log.
You're listening to America Overnight, a beacon in the darkest recesses of possibility for more than 29 years.
Ooh.
We have another letter from a listener. This one's unsigned, but postmarked from Toledo. It says, "Dear America Overnight, I have the most wonderful appliance for your listeners. It is a miracle of God. A fondue set. A fountain. A blessed gift. Blessed is spelled with a capital B. Go on, they write. Dive on in. It is molten hot. Perfect for meat." No signature. As far as I know, no fondue set was sent to us here at the studio. Just this letter. Wait, I think there's something else in the envelope. Some kind of black powder with white shards in it? Bone, maybe? Karen. What is this? Karen? We're on the air, Karen. Where are you? What's this powder in the booth? Is this ash? Oh God. Karen? How do I cut to commercial?
Oh dear. That didn't sound good. Looks like America Overnight got sent something they couldn't quite handle there. Right, so I got some ability points because I found some secrets, which is always nice. Let's get that one. Ooh. Oh. Alright, anything else? Button. Ooh, log. Shift account number 2. Gibbs reporting in. It's been 8 days since the collapse and still no sign of any rescue effort. Bureau is either completely unaware of our situation or are incapable of helping us. Or maybe it's intentional. How many times have we seen the Bureau not give two shits about its own handiwork? Oh, sorry, its own hardworking staff when they go missing in this place? How many times did we let it slide thinking, oh, at least it wasn't me? Too many, I'm ashamed to admit. Anyway, there have been some developments. Strange crystals have begun growing through the walls. There seems to block some corridors but not others. The path to the caves is always left open, but we're not sure why. Luckily, the crystals keep out the astral spike. One's been holding us for days. Keep out the astral spike. John, Nicolay, and Sarah went to try and find a radio but never came back. We think the spike got them. I think it's hurting us. Doug said spikes only exist in the astral plane. So what the fuck is it doing here? If we get out of here, I'm hiring a lawyer. These are unsuitable working conditions. Yeah, the astral spike are those wibbly things I keep running into. Which is probably going to be on the other side of this door.
So that's the altered item. Looks pretty secure.
A film projector. Looks like they were still down here when the hiss came in. God, I can't see a bloody thing in here. I probably shouldn't press this.
No power. Typical.
Probably for the best.
I should hire someone who builds smaller machines.
How do I... Can't pull that off. Gotta be a way to open up the cases on these things. Is there a button somewhere? Aha! Bingo. Off it goes, although where it's going at this point I have no idea. Once again, I accidentally go the correct direction, because of course I do.
No altered material detected in area. Personnel may now safely enter. Have a Bureau full day.
And I thought my jokes were... Whoa! Alright, how the hell do I open that door? Yeah, I'm on that. Alright, where are we going? Made it. Fair enough. Okay, where are we going?
Brian's Movie Den. Movie Den. Brian's Movie Den. Movie Den. Brian. Welcome to another episode of Brian's Movie Den with me, the ever-lovable Brian Hinnerman. Today I want to talk about a new film I found at Movie Night. That's night with a K, the mecca for VHS aficionados in the greater Dallas area. Yeehaw! The movie is called Delivery Disaster. We open in media res. A mailman drives a truck full of packages down in an endless American neighborhood as a pack of rabid dogs chase behind. Now, these dogs are nothing like my stepmom's corgi Chuck. These were some real nightmare hellhounds. The dogs keep pace with the mail truck, tearing chunks out of the driver's legs and arms. Each package he throws out the door is marked by his bloody handprint. He screams in pain and confusion, and this goes on until the movie just abruptly ends. There aren't even any credits, which is a pretty bold choice. Is this film a commentary on how our 9-to-5 jobs are killing us, or how hostile the modern world is to outdated concepts like mailmen? Perhaps it's merely a statement about the futility of purpose and how no task can ever be really done. There are lots of ways to interpret it, but for now, let's get to the part you're all waiting for. It's school time. School. I give this film a 4 out of 5, only because the actor frequently broke the fourth wall by looking into the camera and shouting at it, like he was shouting at the audience. A little too on the nose for me, but I did enjoy it, and I recommend you check out other films produced by Blessed Pictures. Bike Hard and Coffee Bullet are the only others I found, but this little art house studio certainly knows how to push the boundaries of Western cinema. And a friendly reminder that there will be no new episode next week, as I will be visiting my aunt in Delaware for Thanksgiving. Thanks for listening, all you Brian fans, and remember, we all love movie magic, but don't forget about the you magic. Until next time, Movie Den. Brian's Movie Den.
Wow. That was, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, that was something, alright. Anyway, I have noticed it's 4:05, so we'll take a quick, that was a thing. Yeah, that was indeed a thing. I do wonder if, like, Blessed Pictures, I'm sure that name's come up before in this game. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it has. So I do wonder if that was either A, that was somebody from the Bureau, or B, that was a recording from like radio or something like that. Of like, you know, just like an independent guy doing his own little radio broadcast, because technically people can do that kind of stuff. Like public access sort of thing. Maybe. I don't know. That's really weird. Anyway, yeah, quick break time. Back in a minute, guys. And we're back. Okay then. So let's see. Where are we right now? So I'm assuming that's the way forward. Certainly sounds like it. Okay, so we've been in there. Where's the elevator go? Morgue. Vertical department. 1 second. Isn't there? Oh, yeah, here we go. Stairs.
Properly trained. Guess I pass. I am very properly trained.
Oh dear. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much am I going to regret this? Why is it blue?
I remember that camera. How the hell did it get out? Are the Hiss shooting movies now?
Oh, I'm gonna regret this. Oh no. Oh no.
After that camera! And step on it!
Are you kidding me right now? Okay, keep an eye out for things we need to shoot, I guess. We can still move, so that's a thing. Uh-oh. Right. I think I see where this is going. Oh, crying out loud. Okay, I like this a lot. Hmm? Alright, what we got next?
No way am I sharing the spotlight with Hiss.
I approve. I like this a lot, actually. This is pretty good. I was almost expecting it to be some annoying little minigame, but actually, this is pretty decent. Oh shoot, really? Good job I jumped off it. Actually, maybe that's not such a good idea. Damn it! Oh, hello. Hi, guys. Did it end up ahead? Nope. Tunnel.
Thought you could lose me, huh?
Why are you talking to a camera? Because it's awesome! You see, now this is the kind of thing I like. It's weird, it's different, it's unusual, and it's almost like a fun little mini game. Hello. Yeah, I see you there, you git. Come and get it. Whoa, is someone else shooting at me from somewhere? What the hell? Oh, balls! Fair enough. Uh-oh. Ow. That worked. exactly what you were talking about with the benefits of linear game design. You get better set pieces. Yeah, linear game design leads to better set pieces. Like, one of my favorite linear games, at least the first 2 games in the series were linear, but I mean, even the 3rd game, which experimented sort of with open worldiness, was still... Is he literally just called 3rd act villain? That's hilarious. There we go. Hello. Ow. God damn it. Where the hell am I? I will finish that thought I started a minute ago. Give us a second. There he goes. Right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, one of my favorite game series is actually the Metro series. You know, Metro 2033, Last Light, and Exodus, and even the 3rd one, Exodus, which was kind of open worldy anyway, a little bit, still had a very linear structure to it. Like, you went from one mini hub to the next, and I think that works better as like a combination of linearity and sort of pseudo open worldiness. I love the Metro series. It's such a good series. Woo!
We're back. Did that really just happen? It felt like a dream. Or maybe a bad movie.
Sweet. Alright, well that was fun. A little more challenging than I was expected. Some of those fights were pretty difficult. But good fun. Very enjoyable. I don't know why it's so blue in here. It's like aggressively blue. I'm glad I came down here for this. I almost didn't. Worth it. So, where did the elevator go? Oh, balls. You dick. I learned a brand new language. The fish taught me. You probably don't believe me, so I will prove it. Who Lilith? I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce that. See, please publish this letter and maybe other fish speakers will get in touch. I'll be able to read this address even if you can't. Huh. Weird. I wonder if you can actually translate that. That'd be funny. This item should be isolated from any persons or event that is objectively interesting, since its effect is activated by the presence of dramatic incidents. A movie camera used to make commercial feature films. Internal mechanisms are unremarkable. Subjects near the item will often experience a torqued version of reality resembling the heightened drama and action of a movie. Whether these events are localized alternate realities or products of hallucination is currently unknown. Additionally, the item seems to record footage from these incidents and creates a VHS copy edited in the style of short films. During their investigations, agents learned that the podcast titled Brian's Movie Den, had reviewed the item item-generated movie delivery disaster. The podcast creator, Brian Henneman, was taken for questioning the staff of Movie Night, the store Mr. Henneman rented the film from, were also questioned to no effect. Ah, so that explains it. Interesting. Well, okay. Astray Maze, now Swift platform. I wonder what AWE expansion has in store. Yeah, me too, actually. I actually figured I'd kind of gotten to I would have gotten to that by now, but this section is proving to be longer than I expected. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after a hospitalized mailman from Blank, Arkansas. No, Arkansas? Is that Arkansas? Whatever the hell it's pronounced. Claimed his injuries had been caused by a movie camera. Further investigations connected the incident to altered item 80, which was being shipped in the mail truck at the time. The package camera was later found in an empty warehouse. The returned address led to a P.O. box located in the San Fernando Valley belonging to a company called Blessed Pictures. Whether Blessed Pictures is involved in the creation and dissemination of the item's VHS films is unknown. Following is a list of all films known to be shot. Shoot first, die last, unreleased. Item was used in the filming of an unreleased western in 86 on the Italian island of Sardinia. The cast member was killed during on-set accident. Stopping production. It is believed that Blessed Pictures brought the camera when the equipment from the shoot was sold at auction. Okay, a coffee bullet, Billy's first car, by car delivery disaster. Random. Nothing much in here. It's clear no one is coming. We're running out of ideas and supplies. We tried going into the caves to find anything edible, but all we found were noxious gases and endless pits. The crystals only let us go one way, even though we could see the caves branching out. We did find some weird spiky pillar, the only glimpse of it before the astral spikes attacked. There were a few of them this time. We lost a lot of people. There's only 6 of us left. We didn't ask for this. We didn't want to come down here and convince something brought us here. The others say I'm going nuts, but it's clear that this was no house shift. Shifts slide a bathroom over a sector or rotate a hallway. They don't drop full divisions into some caves. We were brought here, I know it. But for what? Why tear us away from our lives just to torture us? If this is some sort of test or mission, then here's some advice for whoever's running it. Give out clear instructions next time. I hope these notes are a good read for whatever ranger finds them. Fuck you, put that in your report. Fair enough.
Hiss got in. Boom. The nail. Pile of smoking rubble.
Marshall blew up the nail? What the hell was she thinking?
Good question. Let's find out.
The Hiss got in. The Foundation is overrun. I was out of time and out of options. I took all the C4 I could get my hands on and strapped it to the nail. Boom. A desperate move. But it's better off in pieces than in enemy hands. Trench wouldn't be thrilled. He always said how vital the nail was. How it was the Bureau's duty to protect it. Bullshit. Those years spent in the director's chair warped his priorities. In the end, he valued order over people. The advice of invisible voices over that of old friends. He lost sight of who he was. The board made sure of that. But I did my duty. The Hiss can't corrupt a pile of smoking rubble. My last act as head of operations. I'm done. At least I could take those bastards down with me.
Interesting. Is she done as in she's dead, or is she done as in she's just leaving? There we go. That's what I've been looking for this whole time. Something of interest kicking around.
All right, this is the last one.
We hope.
I can't believe Marshal's brilliant plan was to blow up the nail. And she thought I wasn't ready.
Guess we're done. Woo. Top of the world.
There. Easy as pie. Fuck! But that's the last one. I fixed it, didn't I?
Nail something, leave something, end. What? Am I supposed to be going somewhere or doing something? Because I really have no idea right now. I don't get it. I don't think I can... Oh, what the hell is that? I didn't even notice that. Well, I'm an idiot.
Holy shit. Oh, thank God. What the hell was all that? Things should be better now, not worse.
We
Emily,
may have fucked up badly. I don't think the nail is what we think it is. There you go. I didn't know any of this stuff was around here. Well, there might be a hole there or something. Why would we have this whole path all the way down here for? No reason. Random. Okay. Let's go see on a scale of 1 to 10 just exactly how much I fucked up. I'm betting, let's say, 11.
What did you do? What is causing these tremors?
I thought you could tell me. I completed the 4 rituals just like the board told me to. The astral bleed should have stopped.
Look, it has stopped. The nail is repaired. But we have a new problem. My analysis of the nail indicates that it is literally a piece of the astral plane. Or possibly a vessel containing the astral plane. Or both. Either way, right now both dimensions are vibrating at completely incompatible frequencies. The spatial friction they are generating is incalculable. It's going to destroy both planes.
I messed this all up. Maybe Marshall was right to destroy the nail. I should have left it in pieces.
No, then the astral plane would still be leaking in. Sometimes there's no right answer, Jesse. We need more information.
No. I need to fix this now. I'll figure something out.
No, we should really make a plan. The tremors are originating from directly below us, but we don't know what...
Perfect. I'll head down and take care of whatever's going on. Just do what you can from here.
Jesse, you can't just...
I have to, Emily. I'm the director. This is on me.
If you're not gonna listen to me, then you better go figure out how to stop this. There's no telling what could happen if the vibrations escalate.
I'll see you later, Emily.
Okay.
Good luck. Take notes.
Huh. Okay then. Giant hole in the floor. That's a thing. Hey, ability points. Okay, what have we got? Really, it's getting to the point where I've just got nothing else to spend points on that I actually
Hope
want.
I know what I'm doing.
You don't need to know what you're doing, you just rush in blindly.
Top of the nail? How much deeper does the foundation go?
Ooh,
Entry
deep.
day plus 118. I have changed, though it's hard to know how or why. I no longer need tools to detect the house's veins, to hear it breathe. I can feel its blood churning beneath my bare feet. I have added my own illustrations to the walls, trying to solve some mystery that the oldest house whispers to me. I have to avoid the it as I do so. They haunt me. I don't blame them. They're just following the pillar's orders. Even poor Adam doesn't seem to recognize me anymore. I've spent a long time contemplating the etchings of the tree and its roots. Did you know this city used to be a forest? I wonder if our oldest house wore a different face back then. Or if it was always here. A 21st century office building since time immemorial. Can a place know the future? Can it change its skin? Can it wander? I always thought the esoteric world was my father's, not mine. But here, in this sacred place, I finally understand his devotion and his awe.
Interesting.
crystals are growing like crazy here. It's almost like they're trying to stop me.
That was close.
Astral spiking. HRA was damaged. The board said it.
When Marshall blew up the nail, the board attacked her. I don't fucking like it.
No, you me both. Apology / how embarrassing. Astral fellow / shade directing hostile, very rude. We cannot direct behavior. In external / not astral regions. Promise / fingers crossed. Are the board turning directly hostile?
I tried to get out after the detonation, but the astral spike came out of nowhere. I escaped, but my HRA was damaged. I'd bet a year's salary the board said it. We never did see eye to eye. They have too much control over Trench, the Bureau, the House. They make themselves part of every important process. Nothing a little C4 can't fix. 2 birds, 1 bomb. Christ, what a mess. But I stopped the Hiss. I did it. If Faden did her part, then the Bureau's safe. Until the next thing. Jessie has good reason to hate the Bureau. But that could be what we need right now. She won't follow the same path. Won't fall into the same traps. She'll lead her way. So, Director Faden, here's my last lesson. You can't save everybody.
Can't save everyone, huh? Doesn't mean I can't bloody well try. I wonder, am I going to have to choose between saving the board and saving Former, maybe? That's a possibility. Between saving different somethings? Ooh, that's looking very bad. That is aggressively red over there. That cannot be a good thing.
I need a ranger sent to this location stat.
Oh, I didn't even realize what that was.
Nobody else hears the house.
We're in this together.
Their ears are too full of lies. We were shown the way inside so we could help. But all we've done is fall victim to the same parasite. I should have seen the web earlier. The strands between Northmore, the pillar, the gun, the id. What hope did we have? Thrown into this conflict beyond our comprehension. I've decided to rejoin the Bureau in the upper levels, to end my long absence spent in the Foundation. Northmore will be angry at me for disobeying him. That's just his way. But I don't care. I need to remain in the oldest house to help however I can. I doubt I can steer the Bureau back on the right course, but I have to try. How did I go so long without a purpose? Without devotion? I can hardly remember how it felt. I realize how grateful I am to Father for setting me on this path. I wish I could tell him that.
Interesting. Yep, that is aggressively red. What is that? Oh. That's Marshall, isn't it?
Marshal? You're alive.
Soon you will no longer recognize us, or yourself, or him, or her, or them. Family is dead. The walls are broken, but yellow and red in the eye.
God damn it.
Inverted is made right.
You fuckers take everything. I am not letting you take this.
You've always been the new you. You want this to be true.
Okay, that happened. Thank you, health pickups. I was hoping for some of those. Oh, can't see a thing. What the hell's going on? No idea. Keep it moving. Keep it going. Die already. Well, yeah, hello. Enemy champion, did you say? Woo! Okay, keep it going now. Keep it going. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. She gone. Oh, hello. Oh, balls. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. No, we're still going. Never mind. I thought I was dead. Pick up some health, pick up some health, pick up some health. Woo! Okay, we're still going. We're still in the game somehow. Oh, hello, you're on my side, apparently. You're not. Why is there no music going on right now? I feel like there should be music. This game has good music. Why is there ever any music going on during boss fights? Uh-oh. Bloody hell is she? Is she?
Sorry, I wasn't here to help, Marshal.
The nail is corrupted. That explains why the board wasn't answering what's causing the quakes.
Whew.
Marshal came down here to stop this. I should have known her. I could have saved her. But I can still save everyone else.
Copyright? Oh, you think that the boss battles have music that's copyrightable, and because I've turned it off it's not playing? That is possible, actually. I mean, I don't know, really. It's possible. It's an option. It's something I'll probably look at on my second playthrough, because obviously once I'm done with streaming it, I'll probably play it again in my own time. Oh, something through there. And I guess I'll find out. Okay, let's do this. The clan's liberated. Hallelujah! Foundation is stable, beaten A-OK. We hope you will improve your attitude/loyalty.
Well, fuck you too.
Oh, I'll be sure to.
Let's play it smart. They don't need to know I'm onto them. Not yet, anyway.
Interesting. Hello, former.
The nail is secure. The Hiss can't touch it. I can't undo the astral bleeding in the Foundation, but at least it stopped.
Along with the seismic activity. You did it, Jesse. Did you ever find Marshall?
I did. She's gone. She died thinking she'd save the Bureau. Not a bad way to go.
I guess.
I wasn't ready for this crisis. I didn't even see it coming. But I promise I'll be ready for the next one. I mean, what good is a director who can't hold her Bureau together?
Interesting. It's also worth noting, former at the end there, wasn't actually in the Astral Plane. He was in the real world, wasn't he?
I thought I know how to handle things, now that I'm the director. Clearly, it's not that simple.
Nothing ever
I need
is.
to choose a direction for the Bureau. It should be one that serves our goals, not the board's. Whatever those are. I need to lead my way.
Agreed. Yay, more points. Right, what do we got? More melee damage. Let's just up my shield to max, because why the hell not? So realistically, I need 4, 6, 10, 13, 17, 21. I need 21 points to max out my abilities. That's not a lot. What do you gotta say for yourself? Another crisis workday resolved. Scrutiny is not permitted / enjoyed. Tell the psychic Pope Snoop to leave. Please, immediately. Before it's time to begin / become the next task chapter stage. We will be with you soon, Jesse / Dylan Fagan. Interesting, referred to as both.
Now that this nail business is handled, I should probably be getting back to executive. But maybe I'll keep poking around. Just for a little bit.
Has the nail been doing anything since we restored it?
Define anything.
Anything unusual?
Define unusual.
Emily,
Sorry, but the answer is a whopping yes. Now that it's whole, the nail is emitting a constant field of, well, think of it like low-level radiation. It seems to suppress any biological matter it encounters. This explains why nothing grows here and why the Bureau had to abandon the area. Prolonged exposure would certainly begin affecting neural processes.
Wait. Was the field created when I cleansed the nail?
I considered that, but the nail's readings are quite different from the ones I recorded at the cleanse control points. I think the nail's field is purely of its own making. In fact, I think it would passively prevent any Hiss corruption, like the HRAs do. Which makes me wonder what actually occurred when you cleansed the nail.
I've been wondering about that myself.
Did the board let the Hiss corrupt the nail? Did they want me to cleanse it? If so, why?
What do you know about Director Northmore?
Well, he was Director Trench's predecessor, and Northmore's famous for being the first board-appointed director. See, before we found the oldest house, directors were picked by committees of old men in suits, drinking cognac and smoking cigars or whatever. You know, standard, uninteresting methods.
I think the word you're looking for is bureaucratic.
Or antiquated. Regardless, Northmore was eventually forced to... Well, we don't need to go into that. Strangely, the only 2 board-appointed directors left the position under unusual circumstances. If the board appoints a director, then how do they retire them? I doubt they go out and buy you a gold watch. Sorry, Jesse, I didn't mean to imply that...
Don't worry. If anyone's getting shown the door, it's them. What do you know about an entity named Former?
I can't say I've heard of it. You got any details for me?
Well, imagine a one-eyed bug thing. I think it was a part of the board, but then something happened and now it's... separate?
Interesting. See, I always wondered if the board was some sort of entity or a group or conglomerate of linked consciousnesses, but this supports the group theory. Although it could have undergone some sort of corporeal exile. Too many unknowns to form a working hypothesis yet, but I can prioritize this matter in future astral dives if you think it's important.
Fortune favors the prepared. Do it. I'm gonna keep looking around.
I wish I could go with you, but I still need 30 hours of training before I can do field work.
We'll work on that.
Interesting. So yeah, I think... And I sort of noted, hey, that's a bit weird. The area down here is where I came out. I'm pretty sure. So Former is now not in the astral plane anymore? Yeah, look. So I was right. I thought, oh, that looks a bit suspicious. There's probably something here. I was right. Yeah, well, you know. It's what happens when you play video games for nearly 30 years. Actually, is it 30 years? Yeah, it would be. It would actually be 30 years. 30 years this Christmas, as it happens. 30 years since I played my first video game. Huh. Wow, that's a long fucking time. Wow. Okay. Right. So first do that. Now, one thing. Hang on. Where is it? Whoops. That's the wrong button. Okay, we need to fast travel to just one little area north of there that I haven't yet been in. That's right, we can go through here. Oh, wasn't there an astral spike in this room? You know how old you were when you played the first video? Whoa, hello! An explosive. You get. Gotcha. I actually do remember when I played my first video game because I played it literally on Christmas Day, and I'm able to work out the exact timing based on the fact that my older brother was alive, but my younger sister was not. So I could sort of work out the timing, and I'm pretty sure Christmas Day, 1990, I was 4 years old. Just one of those things you can just kind of work out. Oh, by the way, I actually had a quick look. And, there is actually a puzzle element to this. Let me actually... a bit of time. See, what you have to do is there is a clue to which one you have to put it in. It's these prints on the floor, these little sort of cat print things. That's what you're looking for. You got to put it into those. But you do, of course, have to be rather... you can't leave the area once you're in it, unfortunately. And I have just... kind of screwed myself over by falling down because I was in the wrong place. But yeah, what you have to do is you have to get all the blocks and you put them in these squares with little cat paw prints. And you get one of those lucky cat thingamajiggies. And apparently if you get that, you can get like a cat ear headband thingamajiggy. Apparently it's very cute. I'm not going to bother doing that now because it would take me way too long and I've got other things I want to do. But, so apparently I just did all that for absolutely no reason whatsoever, when I should, in fact, have done this. Using just the incoherent jumble back that far. Pong with a light sensor gun. Game for you. Can't do that. All I know for certain is your dad's Windows 95 computer. The game was either Freddy Fish or first putt-putt game. My first video game was Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Master System. I remember that. And as I said, it was Christmas Day of 1990. It was a shared present. The console and me and my... came with well, it came with 2 games installed, which were like a duck hunt kind of light gun sort of game and like a motorbike racer sort of thing. We also got Sonic the Hedgehog and some sort of F-16 fighter game, which is probably the single worst video game I've ever played in my life. So, you know, there's that. Okay, this item's creation is the source of much research and debate. It was a product of the Bureau's first attempt to film blank Entity A001 during Operation Shallow Tide. An agent was able to conceal themselves in an area frequented by Ati, at which point they began filming. The agent reported that the video camera showed no signs of disturbance during filming. Later, when reviewing footage, the research staff became mesmerized by its altered effect. Measures were taken and altered evaluation began. Never before have Bureau personnel been so closely involved in the creation of an altered item. The experiment was quickly replicated, although not with the same result, the footage was simply useless on every subsequent attempt. This event spawned a great debate as to whether the altered items are created by paranormal entities, intentionally or otherwise. Similar experiments were prohibited soon after. See the Ash Act for details. As the creation of altered materials was deemed an action the Bureau should not engage in. I think that's pretty fair, all things considered. Really? Locked? I wonder how I'm supposed to get in there. Interesting, I was actually expecting a little more than just... Oh, what's this? Like I charged this up, but why? Oh, hello. Ah, are you trying to be sneaky? Use the altered item to escape from the... Whoa. Okay then, I guess we've got a little more to do here than I first thought. Alright, well it's gone 5 o'clock, so we'll find out whatever this altered item is and all that stuff once we get back from the little break. Back in a second, guys. And we're back. Let's see what's down the hole.
I can't see a thing. Maybe I should have thought this through.
Nah, we're fine. Ooh. Is that?
The light. Another TV.
That sounds like Ati.
It's so dark. How am I supposed to drag this thing out of here?
I know exactly how I'm supposed to drag this out of here. Like this. Hey, this works. Now, you see, this is a scenario where I can see, okay, yeah, you don't need a flashlight for this because you make your own, but this hasn't been a mechanic that's been part of the entire game. This is just for this. Maybe this is Remedy's response to people complaining about how oh shit.
This is fine, Jesse. You're okay. Just don't drop the TV.
Bloody wibbly things. Okay. Oh, that worked. Hello. Well done. Thank you. Are there more? There are more. Oh, there are a lot more. It's not as good as it looks. Hey. Well, that's very strange. Yeah, I do have to kind of wonder, maybe like this is a response to like all the people who complained about how dark the original game was. They're like, you want a dark game? Alright, we'll give you a friggin' dark game then. How about that? It's of course Ati, our favorite janitor. Oh no. On a wibbly woo. Kelly, please. Thank you. Nope, not good. Yeah, lifting rocks. I can do this. Response or an Alan Wake preview? Maybe? I don't know. Really. actually know how the Alan Wake DLC is going to play out. Nice. Oh, this is long-winded, isn't it? Ah. I think it's a pretty cool expansion on the core mechanics. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, actually. I mean, it's certainly done quite well. So vaguely, I guess vaguely similar to Alan Wake, but not really. I am kind of curious how that's going to play, seeing as, you know, Alan Wake as a game is very different from Control. Oh, balls. Maybe wonder how long this section is going to go on for, because it's getting a bit tedious. Not like so directly in that sense, but it is like, well, you know, section probably would have been half the size of it if we needed it. Any more? Apparently there are. Music hasn't stopped yet. Oh. Where the hell did you guys come from? Were you guys standing behind me the whole time? That's a little bit creepy, you know. Wow, that's shit. That'll work. Oh, for goodness sake. These enemies are way too tanky. we done yet? How long is this section? Where are we right now? Kind of close. I figured this would take me like 20 minutes. Oh, I have been doing it 20 minutes. Feels longer.
There's the way out.
Oh, thank God for that.
Back at the cell. Thank God.
Blimey. Talk about long-winded. Item is proven impossible to fully contain when in proximity of human beings. The item is to be sent to blank in the blank of the oldest house in order to prevent any future access. A VHS video home system tape cassette item will not eject from the television player used at the time its altered status became evident. The VHS plays footage of blank entity A-001. We know RT, of course, cleaning the floor and dancing. This footage renders individuals incapable of movement, speech, or thought while the television screen is in view. This effect is estimated to last indefinitely, though the most time spent in this state by test subjects is 21 hours. Individuals only recollect hearing strange music during their entranced state. Footage plays on a constant loop, even when the television is not connected to a power source. Even when the television and its footage are contained within an enclosed cell and no windows, agents in proximity have been driven to open and enter the cell by the item's entrancing nature. Again, could be the devs giving people like an RT thing because everybody really liked him, I guess, maybe. I've heard he's quite like popular. Anyway, that is all the things down here. I mean, technically speaking, there's probably a lot more I could do, secrets and whatnot, but I'm not too desperate, truth be told, and my voice is starting to go. I've done a lot of talking today, a lot more than I would normally, especially when I was banging on about Final Fantasy and the like. Okay, well, origin story for the Teletubbies? Nah. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the Foundation DLC. As I said, there's a few secrets here, like the cat thing, but I'm not really gonna be bothered to do that on stream. As I said, something I'll probably do sort of in my own spare time, I think. Perhaps, I don't know, but yeah, so that's fine. So we need to go to Central Executive. I also did a quick check online because I was curious if I'd done all the like little side quests. Apparently, according to the list I found, I have, which I was rather surprised at. There's not as many side quests as you might imagine in this game. So we'll see. Right, so remember that video essay I linked a while back? You should be good for that now. You see what you want since it was made before AWE came out. So it's not only about the base game, briefly touches on Foundation. No, I don't remember that. But I'll take your word for it. Was it in the chat in the Discord group? I'll try to give it a look. Give 'em hell, director. The risk of spoiling the second DLC. In fact, the video even mentions that you'll never get to visit the investigation sector, which you finally do in AWE DLC. It was in the Discord. Yeah, okay. Well, I will check that out later, obviously. But yes, investigations, which is the one area we haven't been to yet. For the Alan Wake expansion DLC. I know that's not what AWE stands for. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's like a double meaning thing. Who knows? I'm very interested in this. Ooh. Whoa, twisty turny. Oh, this is gonna take a while, isn't it?
Hello? Anyone here?
Guess not.
Mr. Kirkland, here are latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Oh dear. Lesson going to be delivered to you to sign prior to sending to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and only the hard copies of reports exist behind the fire break. They're less, I'm afraid. Really? Well then.
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of reading. I'm not sure if my throat can deal with this. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigations were launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous blank regarding inhumane treatment of a blank currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during the investigation. The majority of blank sector personnel seem to be wholly unaware of any such blank contained there. One blank confirmed the blank's code name to be blank, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the blank research wing to interview the staff. The matter was further complicated by a lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into blank research. What you hiding, darling? Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the Intelligence Agency Information Exchange Agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate materials are either missing or redacted, but I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sound familiar? That's because Alex Casey was the name of the fictional detective in those hardboiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fictional coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on the guy. Ooh, interesting. It's been a while since I played Alan Wake, so my memories on it are a bit fuzzy, but I'm sure most of it will come back to me as we go. And of course the DLC will have to assume that the player hasn't played Alan Wake, and so a lot of explanations will be forthcoming. To Chief Investigator Dennis, it happened again, third time this year. Something clearly has it out for our blank. Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough, but why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Blank Lake if they won't let me see any data? Hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with the investigations agents. It's only a matter of time before this blank hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. So yeah, I mean, the Colden Lake incident, aka Alan Wake, the game, was obviously a pretty big deal for these guys. A lot of shit happened. Mr. Dennis, so yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why this is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple maths. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the one who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we barely managed to keep up the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. Better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and Kirkland's, as an interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards.
It's not working. Probably a loose power core somewhere.
To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tendered my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's blank. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warning have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame our situation on our blank, big one, who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigation sector lost to the blank loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that fire break. I will carry that shame the rest of my days. The blank has failed its agents. I shall never forgive him for that. The blank loose inside. Oh, great. Miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Male Caucasian, 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police reports. Remains obtained from coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Blunt force injuries to the head, lacerations on left cheek. Could you wipe it? Oh, excuse me. Complete. Joe's death is not the result of mechanical accidents claimed by authorities. Removal of organs is consistent with an animal attack. Interesting. So much to read. I don't think my voice is going to handle this. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try and keep a lid on this Grumman Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any of them here. Given their records, it is possible they've switched teams like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the ordinary case, but that was just the adults if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different, and I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off and maybe get the comms guy working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keystone, 2 circles with a dot. That doesn't ring a bell. I don't remember that. Interesting. Oh God. Dr. Ray Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She said with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDA since leaving the Bureau. Civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. The investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Yes, she's the woman we met like down below in the mold area. She's the reason why we are now no longer affected by the mold, which is good. There is so much reading here. Oh my god. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Blank was launched into the blank of Director Zachariah Trench. The recent change in Blank witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive Blank when Blank with other staff, has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable Blank between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous staff, although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter. Witnesses' accounts suggest their arguments center around the Dimensional Research Wing and the Blank kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's Blank as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any Blank, and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Except we now know that it is, because Trench and Darling ended up on opposite sides of a war brewing between Hedron/Polaris and the Hiss. As we know, Trench got corrupted by the Hiss. Darling ended up on the side of, as he referred to it, Hedron. Kirkland, I'm growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence on my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigation? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You are both failures plotting against me. You are traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You are choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Yes. Interesting. So again, we know that Trench was corrupted by the Hiss and he became increasingly paranoid because of their mutterings in his ear. Makes a certain kind of sense, I think. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Internal Investigations P-142-9 was launched into legality of the Prime Candidate Program by Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systemic Blank and Blank were brought into the oldest house and placed under Blank examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only results in the traumatic Blank of paranaturally inclined Blank. Not only is this in breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human Blank. The investigative team unequivocally blanked the Prime Candidate program and recommendations that it be blank immediately. So they're talking about what was his name? Dylan, Jesse's brother. He was one of the Prime Candidate program candidates, the only one who survived, I think. Okay. Item is none in Bureau custody, none known. A Frank-out tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalizing responses or growls and unmanned locomotion. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, owner of Burrow Farm outside Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on the scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Burrow beneath his tractor. Police arrived, but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panicked calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communications staff. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the items. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow, only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. I'm thinking... Is that... No, because it's Texas. And Bright Falls is in Maine, so that's probably not connected. Alright, so we need to find a power thing for this.
Now that gate should open.
Oh god. Purpose of internal investigation X-039-7 is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of blank agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier shows no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal network. On the blank specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive blank. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1. The air filters were changed, and 2. An hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alex Blank entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. Given the connections to the same AWE case, it's likely that Mrs. Blank's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the blank. Investigation is ongoing. Alright, what the hell have you got tucked away in here?
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
The Blessed Organization. This group of individuals has operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in paracriminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even created it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection and appearance to altered items and objects of power is too direct to be coincidental circumstances. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed Organization. Now, that confirms something I've wondered for a while, because I keep mentioning, oh, that is that Blessed name again. That's shown up. So, I guess now they're like officially saying, yeah, it's a thing. I don't remember if Blessed was a part of Alan Wake.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom, the poet, the diver, you look different.
That was just a role, a character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker, an auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink. Give this.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
We're very close now. You've been writing. I found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riding?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen him.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
Okay, that was a lot of information very quickly. Okay, oh Christ. Okay,
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about.
Okay.
What's he doing here?
Need to pause for a split second. Okay, in Alan Wake, Thomas Zane was the first, well, as far as you know, he was the first person. Apparently there were others, according to this game. Thomas Zane went to Cauldron Lake. He awoke the power within the lake, and it caused bad things to happen. His wife died. I think his wife or girlfriend or something like that. And in order to try to stop the darkness, he basically used his power of writing. He was a poet. To like wipe everything away. He wrote his wife out of existence. He wrote himself out of existence. He only left two things. One was a clause that said anything of his kept in a box would still exist, which is why you find little trinkets of Thomas Zane kicking around in Alan Wake. And the other thing was he left... I completely forget her name. Oh god. But he left a woman who was basically driven insane by the dual universes in her head that she would know, and she was the guardian of an item that was left for Alan. And there was this big thing about, like, did Alan write Thomas Zane into existence, or did Thomas Zane write Alan into existence? There was this big thing because I think in the first game, I can't remember. I think Thomas Zane was voiced by the same guy who does Max Payne. He does a lot of voices in Remedy games. Like, he does Max Payne. He does Thomas Zane in Alan Wake. He probably does a voice in Quantum Break, but I haven't played it. And, of course, he does Director Trench in this. He does a lot of work with Remedy, and I understand why. He's got a really good voice, that guy. I remember him in the DLC being... Oh, no, that's right. He was in the dream sequences, wasn't he? Like, anytime Alan was dreaming, Thomas Zane would... show up as like a guy in a diver's suit, I think. And yeah, that's right, because he also did diving in Cauldron Lake. God, I remember that now. As I said, it's been a long time since I played Alan Wake, so my memory of it is sketchy. But so now Thomas Zane is being shown directly as a mirror of Alan, which is interesting because at the end of the main game of Alan Wake, and briefly talked about in the DLC, was Mr. Scratch, who was an actual doppelganger of Alan, like an evil doppelganger. But you dealt with Mr. Scratch, or you seemingly dealt with Mr. Scratch in the American Nightmare DLC. Well, it wasn't a DLC, it was a standalone expansion. Because he was the protagonist. Well, Alan was the protagonist. Scratch was the villain of that, as opposed to just the darkness, which was the villain of the main one. Okay, things are getting complicated because now it's implied that Thomas Zane is dealing with it.
Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
Wait. Whoa, are you retconning this, Remedy? Hang on a second. Are you retconning the fact that Thomas Zane was a filmmaker? Or, oh, hang on. 2 circles with a dot. Hello. That's the symbol they talked about. Ooh, So, was that not Alan? Was it not Alan in Alan Wake's American Nightmare who was fighting against Mr. Scratch? Are they retconning that it was Thomas Zane pretending to be Alan who was dealing with Mr. Scratch? That's possible. That is actually possible. I could see that being a thing. Especially seeing as now they're making Zane look like Alan. So maybe he was pretending to be Alan to kill Mr. Scratch, so Alan could write his story. That's possible. Maybe reality was rewritten again in the new timeline he was a filmmaker. That is also possible. So, yep, that's definitely a thing. Oh, it's nighttime. I haven't seen it be nighttime for a while. Okay. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I was checking the door. Shush. Shush. Anything else that's activating when it shouldn't? Nope, still locked. Okay. So a lot of questions have very, very prominently like popped up as to like where this is going now. Oh, I'm deeply interested because I really enjoyed Alan Wake. It was a great game. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh. That was weird.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. A resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Wait, what?
Dr. Emil Hartman was desperate. The Federal Bureau of Control had stolen his life's work. This was his last chance, his final experiment. What he'd been too scared to do before. Hartman dove into the lake, was taken, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Only an echo of him remained, fragmented impulses on autoplay, violent, bloodthirsty darkness in the driver's seat. Emerging from the lake, the thing was captured by the FBC, brought in, contained, studied. The thing broke loose, killed everyone it could. The FBC fell back and sealed the sector. The thing was alone in the dark, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. Not darkness, but similar enough. A sound. A resonance. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's one, why not another? The darkness inside the thing could have been immune, could have resisted, fought, could have been passed by, passed through with no effect. But it didn't, and it wasn't. Maybe it had grown weaker over time, not aged. It was timeless, but weaker with no link to its source. A metamorphosis followed. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Oh dear. That's not good. That is very not good. Okay. Did we pick up the key? Yeah, okay, that was the key on the side. I guess I just didn't see it. Boom. 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 Alright. Okay. Well, as much as it pains me to have to do this, I think I'm going to leave it here for today. Mostly because I've got about 5 minutes left, and I don't think I'm going to get to the next save point in 5 minutes. So, I don't really want to have to go over time too much. And besides, all that reading has just fucking killed my throat. So, I think I'm going to leave it here. But, just the first, 20 minutes or so of this DLC, I'm in. I am 100% into this. I really want to see where this is going. Because now they've got Zane looking like Alan for some reason. And, he's implying that he's the one dealing with Mr. Scratch. So that throws all sorts of interesting wrinkles onto American Nightmare and the DLCs. And just, oh, I want to see how they resolve this. I want to see where this is going. Zane helped Alan a lot during the main game, and he still tried to help him during the DLCs, although he was a little more, not necessarily antagonistic, but he wasn't exactly being too friendly in it. So it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see where this is going. How is the relationship between Zane and Alan going to play out? And, why are they retconning him from being a poet to a filmmaker? That's a weird one. Yeah, it's interesting to see, is that actually Zane? Or is that Mr. Scratch, basically playing a game with him? Or is it something else? Or maybe it really is Zane. I don't know. It's interesting, and I really, really, really want to see where it's going. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you all whenever I next see ya. Take care out there, everybody. Bye-bye.